Hey there, everybody. This is Blast338 coming at you live this Monday evening with Mr. Faust for some talking D&D and Phasmophobia. Welcome, Mr. Faust. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Blast. Once again, I've been looking forward to it all week.
We always have a lot of fun. All right, well, so last week we went over the bards. We didn't quite finish up. I just kind of quickly went over some of the spells they have that we didn't get to. Nothing real special. But tonight we are talking clerics.
One of my favorites.
Absolutely. Clerics, you could do multiple builds with clerics. You can do a damage build, you can do a healing build, and if I remember correctly, they actually have some pretty good summoning spells.
They, at higher levels, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, they get incredible summoning.
Exactly. So, let's go ahead and kind of get into it. Obviously, we're starting with the cantrips.
Yes.
So, go ahead and start us off there.
Alright, I'm on, dnd5v.wiki. right now, and they update all of the spells as they come out in Unearthed Arcana, any other kind of errata, and there's one that comes from Critical Role. It's called Decompose.
Oh, that's
Basically,
new.
it's very new, and I think circumstantially awesome. You reach out and touch the corpse of a creature. Over the next minute, the corpse begins to rapidly decompose, sprouting fungus and moss as it begins to degrade into compost and mulch. An odd-colored flower or two may also spring from the corpse in this time. Applicable requirements for resurrection are unaffected by this decomposition.
Well, that's interesting. As a
I think
necromancer,
so
I am
too.
fully against the spell.
I knew that you would be, but if you're trying to stop a necromancer, for instance,
Well, why would you want to do something like that?
or if you happen to murder a member of the town guard and can't leave the body in plain sight.
Ah, now we're using logic.
Yes. Over the course of 1 minute, it can hide any body, leaving no trace of it there.
Huh. Interesting. Murder the king and take his place.
I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, there are a lot of really interesting uses for a spell like this.
Ooh, you know what?
What's up?
That would be a great spell for Curse of Strahd.
Oh, yes it would.
Right? Can't you you can picture that being used in Curse of Strahd, 100%.
Yeah, I could see that being used really well in Curse of Strahd.
Alright, well that's a good cantrip.
Yeah, for flavor, I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. I too am on the wiki, because that's just kind of what you use.
It's easier.
Yeah, I mean, guidance is a great cantrip as well. You touch one willing creature before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice. You can roll the die before or after making the ability check. Then the spell ends. So if you need somebody to really succeed on a strength check or an investigation, things of that nature, great spell. That additional d4 can make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we've seen it time and time and time again where
Somebody misses by 1 or 2 points.
Exactly, and that D4 can make a large difference.
Yep. Because we have had some really close calls. I think another good one that's almost invaluable for anyone who can take it is Spare the Dying.
Ooh, yes.
This is just such a must-have.
And it's such a simple spell, too.
It is. It's incredibly basic. Target goes down to 0 hit points, they start making death saving throws. But if you cast Spare the Dying on them, they're stabilized.
Exactly. Exactly. They just kind of... they're good. I mean, you rest them up. You know, use a med pack on them or something like that. Get them up to 1 hit point.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very good spell. And we've had to use it quite a few times in our past campaigns.
You really have.
Let's see here. I mean, light is kind of one of those spells, like, if anybody in the group doesn't have dark vision, and there's quite a few races that don't have dark vision, light's great. You touch a small pebble or an object, and it shines bright light out to, 30 feet, dim light out another 20.
Yep.
Can't get much simpler than that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, can't really get much simpler than that. And we've used it for everything to light up. You know, even just to throw. I mean, you could throw the object. You can only have one at a time, but if, like, you got to check out a well, great spell. You pick a pebble up off the ground, you cast light on it, and it's a cantrip, so it doesn't cost you anything to cast it.
Thaumaturgy is just fun.
Yes, thaumaturgy is a ton of fun.
And really, that's all it is. This does not have the minor magical effects that Prestidigitation does. You can't create a bonfire or a campfire. You can't do anything like that, but you can do some pretty cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
You can open and close doors, make your voice 3 times as loud as it normally is, change the color of fire, so neat little effects. But you were saying?
No, I'm agreeing with you. It is an absolutely terrific spell. I have, every time it's been available to me to take, I have taken the spell. It is absolutely, love it. Absolutely terrific spell. I just like it for opening and closing doors. That's always a lot of fun.
Or checking to see if they're locked.
Exactly, it works. You know, if something's booby trapped, it is absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
Let's see here. I like Toll the Dead. That would be...
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, Toll the Dead. I mean, it is just... For a damaging spell for clerics, especially a cantrip, you can't get much better.
You really can't. I mean, the only drawback is that it is a save or suck spell.
It is. It very much is. Like, you're doing... Well, then again, you're doing a tremendous amount of damage with it, too. It starts off as a D8, if the target is fresh, like they haven't been damaged. And then it goes to a D12 if they've already taken damage.
Right.
Which, at lower levels, you're looking at first, second, third. I mean, even higher up, because this spell also levels with you. So at 5th level, you're going to 2d8 and 2d12. At, 11th level, you're going to 3. And then again at 17th level or something like that, you're going even higher. So it is absolutely
48,
fantastic.
40, 12.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a spell you can't complain about.
Yeah.
It's usually, again, one of my go-tos. Now, again, like you said, it's if they make the save, that's what stinks. So, I also like resistance. For clerics, especially somebody who wants to buff the party, resistance is great. You touch one willing creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4, and you add it to a saving throw.
Right.
Yeah, just overall, just a great spell.
After our Spelljammer campaign, I became a really big fan of the spell Mending.
Ooh, Mending is not a bad spell at all. In fact, I don't think our group has ever really utilized what that spell can truly do.
You did repair some of the Spelljammer ship with Mending.
Yeah, but there's so much more that spell can do. Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? So it is a very good spell.
Young individual.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you can go into a town, repair people's clothing. If you're on a sailing ship, you can repair the sails. You can repair barrels. As long as all the material is there, a small tear in something you can repair.
Right.
It's for flavor, it's a very good spell.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, for flavor, it is a very good spell. I mean, they do have a pretty good selection of cantrips. There's definitely no lacking. They have a couple more damaging, like Word of Radiance. Oh, here's a new one, Virtue. You touch one creature, embedding it with vitality. If the target has at least one hit point, it gains a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Temporary hit points are lost when the spell ends, and it's 1 round. Yeah, I could see that being nice, at first, second level.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if that's worth it to me.
I mean,
for a whole action casting.
Exactly. When you have cantrips like Toll the Dead, resistance. I mean, resistance will pretty much do the same thing. Sacred Flame. I mean, that's a damaging spell.
Right.
It's just Unearth Arcana. I was like, oh, okay, that looks interesting. Let's see what that is. But yeah, that's definitely Decompose. I'll have to remember that for next time. All right,
Yeah, I
well,
think-
first.
What's up?
No, what were you saying?
Oh, I've already forgotten.
Oh, okay. But yeah, there are a lot of really good first level spells.
There are an overwhelmingly huge number of good
I-
spells for first level.
I love Bane. It's a range of 30 feet. It's a concentration, so that's one of the downfalls to it. It's a 1-minute spell. So up to 3 creatures of your choice you can see within range must make a charisma saving throw. Whenever a target that fails the saving throw on an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that number from the saving throw. And the cool thing is when you upcast this, so anytime you cast a spell higher than slot 2 or 2 or higher, you target 1 additional creature. Where are you?
Wow.
Where are you?
So you cast this
Where are
right
you?
before the wizard casts an area of effect,
Goodbye.
and you're giving them even worse of a chance to succeed.
Exactly.
Interesting. That is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it is 1d4. I mean, again, when you're only hitting by 1 point, that can make all the difference.
Yep.
Especially, you know, and again, we got to look at this through the eyes of, you know, maybe you're only playing like a level 10 or a level 12 character. That 1d4 is still pretty good, especially since, you know, you can have a fighter or a barbarian or somebody starting out with, you know, what, a 17, 18, even 19 AC, depending upon what their dexterity scores are.
Oh yeah.
You know, you get a fighter that maxes out dexterity because they want to be a swashbuckler. You know, and they're using a versatile weapon. You add a shield to that. Well, 5, 6, 7. That's a 17 AC. Unless they're wearing like, you know, if you're doing that, then you're probably wearing light armor. So that's going to be starting out as a, what, a 12, even 13. So 3, 5, that's what, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you get a 20 AC.
Yep.
You know, wearing like studded leather armor, where you get your full dexterity modifier. I mean,
Yeah, it's
that's
ridiculous.
So when you're rolling and having to subtract it, you know, even like 1 point can make a huge difference there. And it's a level 1 spell, so you're, excuse me, so you're spelling this, you're casting this. I tell you what, man, my brain has turned to mush now that I'm on vacation.
I'm sure it has.
So you're casting a spell. You know, you're targeting up to 3 creatures.
Yep.
Ooh, we just leveled up. Live for the ding, die by the ding. All right. Anyways, so, and then you upcast this. You know, you get into a fight with, let's see here. You target an additional creature for each level above 2. So if you're fighting 5 people, that's what, second, it's a third level spell, and you get all 5 people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's totally worth it. Completely
I agree.
worth it. And it would help if I entered the right password into my phone. So what's one of your level 1 spells that you really like?
I love Guiding Bolt.
Ooh. If you didn't say it, that was going to be my next one.
Was it?
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm glad you brought it up. You're dealing, what is it, a D8 worth of damage?
With Guiding Bolt?
Yep, it starts out, I think it's 1d8.
No.
No?
No, it's 4d6.
Oh, it's 4d6. Okay.
4d6 at first level.
And it levels up too, right?
It doesn't level up. Well, you can use additional spell slots to increase the damage a d6 per level.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we're talking first level spells.
First level.
Yeah. I'm getting confused with the cantrip.
Yeah, it's 120-foot range, which is not bad at all. And, oh my god, 4d6 damage for a first level spell is just...
And it's just 1d6 per level above first, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not doing anything too crazy. I've seen some spells that are like, you gain 2 extra die per spell level. And I'm like, that's a little crazy.
No, it doesn't scale that powerfully. It's just very front heavy.
Well, it is a very powerful spell. Not only for damage, but what's its other ability?
The next attack roll made against the target by the end of your next turn has advantage.
Right, and that's attack roll. So if you trigger something with an area effect, it doesn't count. So if you have a druid who's casting area effect spells, or a wizard who's doing fireball, that does not count as an attack roll. So now your barbarian who's standing right there, or your fighter who's standing right there, has advantage on their attack.
Exactly.
And anytime we give anybody advantage is always a good thing for the party. Unless it's the bad guy.
Unless it's the bad guy.
And God knows we have done our share of that as well.
That Dracolich had so many more spells to use.
Oh God, I would love to get into it, but we honestly just got lucky. That's all it came down to. That was 100% pure luck.
Yeah, but you designed a pretty good plan after Banishment was cast.
And the crazy thing was, I never even thought Banishment was going to even be on the table.
I didn't either. I didn't see it coming. I didn't realize that Arrow took it.
Yeah, she took it for her one of the bard spells that you can steal from any class.
Mm-hmm.
And she even had this wicked little look on her face when she casted it. I was like, are you stupid? Like, you're never going to get that off. And, like, sure enough, it was... Nope. Hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah, I know. Bought you guys a whole minute.
That was absolutely... And honestly, I forgot that if they're not on their existing plane, if you maintain the concentration for the full minute, they're actually banished there permanently.
Wow.
Yeah, so technically that dragon would have stayed in the Feywild.
Uh-huh.
But we're just kind of saying that, well, she broke concentration at the last second after we get everything set up. But yeah, clerics have banishment, so we'll talk about that when we get to higher level spells.
Yes.
But yeah, if we have a little bit of time tonight, I would love to talk about that encounter and how one spell used properly can make a huge difference in the outcome of a combat. All right, so we talked about Guiding Bolt. It is such a good spell. It really is. Of course, they have things like Detect Magic, Healing Word, Cure Wounds, are going to be your main healing spells.
Right.
And of course, they level up as things go. So they're not terrible. I mean, I've made it no secret. I don't like healing in 5e. I think in a lot of ways it's kind of pointless.
It's lackluster.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily pointless. That's maybe a little bit too harsh. There are definitely things definitely things that can do a lot better. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there.
No worries.
What was I saying here? There are, I think, spells you could take that would do a much better job of using your spell slots, but that's just my opinion. Now, I guess it's not bad if, like, you are doing a short rest. Okay, you can gain a few extra hit points, and maybe that'll get somebody to full health. But when you're taking a short rest, you should be using hit die. People are going to be drinking health potions. But even in some cases, you get a decent health potion, that's going to do more. That's going to do more healing than some of these healing spells.
Oh, yeah, because I used to give you guys, like, Omega healing potions for Spelljammer.
Right. Oh, Sanctuary. Sanctuary!
What a great spell.
And it's a simple spell that if, like, you really didn't kind of stop to think about, you might even pass it up. You cast it on a creature, and whenever the bad guy or if somebody goes to attack them, they have to roll a wisdom save. If they fail the wisdom save, they have to pick a different target or they forfeit their action. Now, the other side of that is they can't do damage to it. They can't do any spells that affect the target, that affect what is trying to attack them, that type of stuff. However, what it's really good for is if you have a druid or a wizard or somebody who needs to maintain concentration on a spell. Let's say you have a druid that just summoned a bunch of elementals and they're trying to maintain concentration. The elementals can attack. They can do their thing. And let's say, okay, well, the bad guy's smart. He knows if I take out that druid or if I do high enough damage, he's going to lose that concentration on that spell. And all these little things that are pecking at me are going to go away. But then he goes to attack the druid and he fails his wisdom save.
Right.
Now he can't attack that druid. So, okay, he has to take a choice then. Do I attack the next closest thing to me? Or do I attack somebody else? Because right now you can't attack that druid. So that is absolutely wonderful. That is a tremendous spell. And I really, really do like it. I mean, it stinks that it's a wisdom save, but I think we can, give this one a pass for being a save.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one.
But yeah, we've used that exact scenario before in our campaign, where we entrapped. We used. I know you hate it when I say this, but mephits.
Oh my god.
I love me some mephits.
Yeah, you do.
They're so good. They really are. And
they're incredibly effective creatures for area of effect damage.
Yes. They are absolutely fantastic. Plus they have some really good abilities. Like, you get a mud mephit. If the creature fails I think it's a dex save, they're trapped in mud. And they gotta, do a save to wiggle out of the mud.
Right.
And depending upon what your DC is, it might not be that easy to wiggle your way out of there.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, that's why.
Oh, methods.
Oh, that's one thing we got to do is we got to go over. I guess we'll talk about that type of stuff when we get into like some of the summoning spells. But yeah, Sanctuary is a terrific spell. Absolutely fantastic for somebody who's concentrating on a spell, or that one NPC that you just absolutely have to protect. If you don't want them to get hit, that's what you do. You use Sanctuary. And the fact that it's a first level spell is terrific. Alrighty. What are some other spells we can talk about here?
Kind of like Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Shield of Faith it's about as cookie cutter as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
A shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, so within 60 feet, granting it a +2 bonus to their AC for the duration, which is concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
What I like about this spell is that it's a bonus action spell.
Alright.
So, say you see a creature just barely getting hit, but getting hit hard every time they do, you can grant that creature an AC bonus.
Ooh. Alright.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exclusively for you, but let's say the wizard gets surrounded.
Uh-huh.
And there's no way to stop it. Grant that wizard a +2 to their AC. Spellcasters have notoriously low ACs anyway.
Right.
So that +2 could be a huge step up.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's all I got for first level spell. First level spells.
Okay.
I mean, you have the typical ones: detect poison and disease, purify food and drink.
Which is always a
kind
good
of go
spell.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
Especially if you're running a more intrigue-focused campaign. Constantly having to check for poison from assassins, things like that.
I always thought it'd be funny to like twist the spell, so like purify food and drink. If something is poisoned, It purifies the poison. It just makes it a more potent poison.
Oh my god, that would be incredible. Purify the poison.
Like, instead of, like, you know, it's not food. You know, it's just a glass full of poison. You
Right.
know, okay, I'm going to cast Purify Food, and because it's not food to begin with, you're just purifying the poison to make it more potent.
Making poison great again.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that, like, I was thinking about that this morning, actually, as I, you know, was kind of prepping for this a little bit. Actually, took some time to do some prep.
Nice.
And then I completely spaced on what time it was and was like, oh crap, I should have started 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've done worse things. Alrighty. Yeah, Shield of Faith, great one. Detect magic, obviously. We talked about Cure Wounds. Create or Destroy Water. That has been one I've used to create rain. You know, we actually used that. When did we use that? Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you?
A young individual.
During Spelljammer.
Was that Spelljammer?
That was Spelljammer. It's one of the times that the town was on fire. Because Elam was playing the, something that could fly. And Arrow was taking the buckets and they were flying over the town.
No, she was using Gust of Wind.
Oh. Okay, I thought Arrow was doing something with buckets of water too.
No, I thought we... Oh, the stable was on fire. Was that Curse of Strahd?
That was Curse of Strahd.
Okay. But yeah, the stables were on fire, and we had to put the stables out. I'm like, well, I have Create or Destroy Water. I'm just going to make rain. But... yeah, that was what that spell is for.
Yeah, it's a good one. A little circumstantial, but still really cool. Unless, you know, you're working... Not working, but playing in a more survivalist campaign, where finding fresh water is difficult.
Well, there you go. Now you're just creating it.
Yep.
Alright, so second level. Wow, it's 7:30 already. Alright, second level spells. I mean, you have things like Aid, which is good.
Welcome back.
Find Traps is a good one. You know, you're kind of taking your rogue out of his role, but...
Yeah, but it's got a range of 120 feet.
Right.
It's a lot safer than the rogue going right up to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Zone of Truth. I didn't realize clerics had that.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Really?
Oh shit, something just occurred to me.
What's that?
Cast Zone of Truth, and then cast Speak with Dead.
Ooh, would it work?
Well, let's see.
So spell ends, creature... Charisma saving throw, okay. Remember, you remember when I was playing Amon and the group actually did this to me? And I passed the save. It was able to lie to the group, and they had no idea. Like, in real life, they were pissed, but, like, in-game, they're like, okay, well, obviously, you can't lie. Oh,
I
that was...
still loved the Orcus reveal.
Yeah.
When you joined Orcus at the very end, and Jermel's character ran.
Oh, so many good memories from that. There really was. But like the entire time, my character was like, I need out of here. Like, I need away from you people.
Yep.
He's like, I'm only with you because if I'm not, then I'm dead. And he didn't have any bones about telling him either.
No, he was definitely one of your better characters. Him and Lander.
Oh yeah, and they're two sides of the same coin, which is even freakier if you think about it.
Oh, I know. I was thinking about that not too long ago because we brought Lander back in our current campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about the dichotomy between Amon and him. How Amon was a necromancer, wanted to raise the dead, wanted to build an army, wanted to join his father. And then you have Lander, who wanted to destroy all intelligent undead to end a powerful scourge that ran across the whole world.
Right.
They couldn't be any different. They are exactly the same coin.
Right. Like, Lander would sacrifice himself if it meant saving, somebody. Well, Amon would be like, nah, bud, sorry, you're on your own, see ya.
Yep.
Nice knowing you, it was great and everything, but I've got other plans. Oh, pardon me, I'm just going to step over your corpse here for a second. Or move out of my way, and I'll make you a corpse. And it was funny too, because like when we first started that campaign,
Yeah.
the entire group was like, oh no, necromancy's bad, necromancy, no. And like halfway through the campaign, they're like, how many zombies can you make?
Oh, I know. All of those feelings they had in the beginning disappeared.
Oh, it was funny.
Although it was great when you guys ended up in the Shadowfell.
No.
And Amon summoned ghouls.
Yep.
And almost wiped out the entire party.
Yeah, well, they turned into whites, so...
Yep.
And he never was one to keep his spells to himself.
Yeah, we've had some great characters over the years.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And he just kind of raved over Lorman's character. He wanted nothing more than to make his character his, like, general.
Yep. Would have been a powerful general.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had it all worked out. He had his hit points and everything memorized, like...
Yeah, I know. He was my favorite character to dominate.
Yeah, understandably.
That was just so much fun for me.
I mean, what you're able to do with him... I mean, well, it's a paladin. You know what I mean? It's the hardest hitting class in the entire game. That's just really all there is to it. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked again.
Yeah, we are.
A lot to go over. So let's see here. Zone of Truth. Okay, so that will... Yeah, you were right. That will work. Hold Person is a great spell.
Oh, yeah.
That is... For just absolutely straight up... You know, if you just want to stand there and beat on something, great spell. They need to make a save. It's a con save, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, they make a con save. If they fail the save, boom. They are held in place. And they make the save at the end of each of their turns. Yeah. Just absolutely terrific spell. And it's not like they make a save every time they take damage or anything. They're yours until either they die or they make the save. So it's the full, I think, 1 minute.
Okay.
Let's see here. Spiritual Weapon is good if you're going for a damage build. So it's 1 minute. It's non-concentration. It's a bonus action to cast. And oh no, this is a. Oh yeah, this is the floating spirit. This is the floating weapon.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of a secret weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one where you actually like bless. You actually bless a weapon.
Yep.
But yeah, no, this is great. Yeah, you create a spectral floating weapon within the casting range. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the action against a creature within 5 feet of it. The weapon can take whatever form you choose. So it's, you know, I've always had it either do like a warhammer or basically whatever I'm using as my current weapon. You know, if you're God with Thor, you know, you can make it a hammer, that type of stuff.
Right.
So they are taking 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier, and it upcasts. So every 1d8 for every slot above second, which is not bad. It's force damage, so it is magical, and force is not one that a lot of creatures are resistant or immune to.
Oh God, no.
So it's a very nice damage type, and you know, you're doing this as a bonus action. You're attacking, you're casting as a bonus action, and then it's doing its attack. So you do your main attack, whatever you're going to do. You're going to come in for your melee, you're going to come in for your spell attack, whatever it may be. You're casting this as a bonus action, and on that bonus action, you're attacking. Absolutely fantastic. Just to do that little bit of extra damage. You know, you're nitpicking, you're chipping away at the bad guy.
Or you're upcasting it all the way up to 9th, so you're doing that damage perpetually for 10 rounds, in addition to all your attacks.
Yeah, but if we're doing 9th level spells, I mean, it's not a bad spell, but there are things that will do much better when upcasts. And we'll talk about that here, because I think we're pretty much ready to get into... Oh, Blindness Deafness is a great one.
I feel like this was used recently.
I was thinking about using it. Like, I have it for one of my spells.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. I mean, you're giving, you know, blindness, you're giving the bad guy disadvantage, you know, that type of stuff. So not bad. You know, deafness allows you to kind of sneak past somebody. Let's see here. Calm Emotions is a good one too, and I was debating whether or not to take that, because we do get into a lot of situations where you know, the town guard finds us in the middle of an odd situation. To be able to take care of that without, you know what I mean? I mean, not that we've ever done violence against the town guard.
Not unless provoked.
But even then, I mean, when we did get into a skirmish with the town guard, I know me personally, I didn't use any spells that would do any permanent damage.
No, you didn't.
I was a good boy. I was using things like fear, and stuff like that, just trying to frighten them away. Like, you really don't want to do this. Alrighty, let's see here. I guess we gotta move on to 3rd level spells here. And these are some of my personal favorites.
I'll agree with that.
Because 3rd level spells, we get... Yes, I know. We are getting...
Guardians.
Spirit Guardians. Absolutely one of my 100% top-rated spells. It is absolutely fantastic. For a cleric spell, this cannot be beat. It is great. So you shed light, bright light, in a 30-foot radius. Okay, this is a concentration spell, up to 10 minutes. It's a full casting action. So you call forth spirits to protect you. They fit around you in a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you're good or neutral, the spectral form appears angelic or fey, your choice. If you're evil, they appear fiendish. When you cast the spell, you designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage if you are good or neutral, or 3d8 necrotic damage if you are evil. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage. So when you cast this, obviously, as you upcast this, you're doing an additional d8 worth of damage.
Right.
Fantastic. You're slowing a creature down. If they start their turn near you, they're taking that damage. I always like taking the spell. You cast it, and then you run up to the bad guy.
Right, because you're doing extra free damage.
Right. It is a wonderful... It is a great spell.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's... I mean, it stinks that it takes a concentration. However, for what it does, it is a very nice spell. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Other third level spells.
Yeah, I'm going through them right now.
Do you really need anything other than Spirit Guardians? I mean, come on. Honestly, Daylight's a good one.
Daylight's a pretty good one. Dispel Magic is a great one.
The spell magic is very much underused in our campaigns. They get Mass Healing Word, which is always good. Remove Curse is always a great spell. Revivify. Revivify for a party is absolutely fantastic.
Revivify is your poor man's resurrection.
Right. You know, you're bringing a creature back up with 1 hit points. Yeah. Can't really ask for much better than that.
Not really.
You know, and in 5e, you're just as effective at 1 hit point as you are at, 400. Feign Death, not bad. Incite Greed. Incite Greed is a very interesting spell. So it's a concentration up to 1 minute. I like the spell component of this. Excuse me. So a gem worth at least 50 GP. So 50 gold pieces. When you cast the spell, you present a gem that's used as the material component and choose any number of creatures within range that you can see. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything harmful to it. While charmed in this way, a creature can do nothing but use its movement to approach you in a safe manner. While affected, the creature is within 5 feet of you. It cannot move, but simply stare greedily at the gem you present. At the end of its turn, the affected creature can make a wisdom saving throw. If it succeeds, the effect ends on the target.
Still not a bad charm.
It is an extremely nice crowd control spell. I used this in one of Kevin's campaigns, in his campaign.
How'd that work out?
Oh, it was fantastic. We went up against a bunch of orcs. I mean, there must have been 7 or 8 orcs. And I was like, hey guys, check this out. And whipped out this coin. Or this like ruby that we had. And they all stood there just, ooh, ah. And then the rest of the group picked them off one at a time. Just absolutely butchered all of these orcs at one time. And there was really nothing he could do about it because none of them had anywhere near high enough wisdom saves to get out of my spell. I think once one of them actually made the save, and that was because he rolled a nat 20.
Damn.
Yeah, it is absolutely a fantastic spell for crowd control.
Damn.
And yeah, I mean, you thought the dragon fight was bad. No, dude, he planned to like almost obliterate us with these orcs. And it didn't happen. Completely flipped the script. They just stood there and was like, oh, wow. And one at a time, the group just kind of chose one. Or like the one who actually made the save. Like, okay, well, I guess it's your turn. And that was that. Like, Yeah, it was actually really fun. But yeah, no,
Yeah, it sounds
terrific
pretty cool.
spell. If you got a bunch of creatures and you want to whittle them down, that is a very good spell. Now, obviously, it's a save or suck, so hopefully hopefully your wisdom score is high enough, because bards are not bards, clerics are wisdom casters. I mean, you're stuck there, but depending upon what you have in your group, not a big deal. Let's see here. Daylight we talked about, and Sight Greed is great. Mass Healing Word. Motivational Speech is... Oh, we just got the Banshee Scream. That's cool. Choose up to 5 creatures within range that can hear you for the duration. Each affected creature gains 5 temporary hit points and has advantage on wisdom saving throws. If an affected creature is hit by an attack, it has disadvantage, or it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes. Once an affected creature loses the temporary hit points granted by the spell ends for that creature.
Okay, it's not bad.
For a 3rd level spell?
Yeah.
I mean, 2nd level at most. Maybe even 1st. But then again, this is up to 5 creatures.
Right. No, I'd probably place it at 2nd level. Five temporary hit points isn't going to get you very far.
No, it's not.
At all.
And it's curious that it says, once when they're hit, they have advantage on the next attack roll. But then again, in the next sentence, it says,
once it loses the temporary hit points,
the spell ends. So how
right.
are they, unless somebody hits them for less than 5 hit points,
right?
do they still get the advantage? I'm kind of curious how that one works.
Yeah, it's kind of a chicken and the egg thing.
The cleric walks up and whacks him in the back of the head for 1 hit point. Get in there and go get him, boy. Whap!
Not a bad idea.
That's the actual casting. There you go. Because it doesn't say they get advantage on the attack roll versus the creature that hit them.
No, it's just advantage.
If they've taken a hit. Yeah. So.
Well, 1 unarmed strike is 1 point of damage.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, punches him in the arm. Go get him. Go get him, champ. All right. Let's see here. Let's head into 4th level spells. And of course, the first one on the list is Banishment. So it's a casting time of 1 action, obviously. Can you imagine if Banishment was a bonus action? You have a casting time, range is 60 feet. Duration is concentration up to 1 minute. You attempt to send 1 creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence, you banish the target to a harmless demiplane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left on, or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. If the target is native to a different plane of existence, that the one you are on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left on the nearest unoccupied space. The target is occupied. Otherwise, the target does not return. I used this once on a beholder.
To help the beholder.
Yeah, he was going to attack the party because we destroyed the portal to get him home. And I'm like, well, I can send you home. And you were like, wait, what? And I'm like, I have banishment. I can send him home.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were pissed. You were like, I had this whole thing planned out. It was going to have this awesome attack. Oh. But no, Friday night, that was absolutely epic. So we had to fight a Dracolich. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a lich dragon or an undead dragon that commands hordes of zombies. So, you know, being an undead green dragon, it's fairly powerful in of its own. It put up a prismatic wall, which is a very powerful spell, and can do a lot of damage. It actually has a lot of different effects.
Oh, yeah. The Force Cage.
Yes, used Force Cage on our Barbarian, so he wasn't able to do anything to it. And then it summoned a couple of minions, basically. So, in a... I don't even know how to put this. So the rest of us are shitting our pants. Like, we have 5 people going up against this dragon. And, you know, I have a few spells that could deal damage, but I'm better off buffing the group. Well, you just took the Barbarian out of the realm. Like, what am I going to do now? And then our arrow decides, what the hell? I'm going to try banishment.
Which we all thought was a horrible idea at the time.
Exactly. We all kind of looked at her and went, why? Cause she's playing a College of Whispers bard, which deals, something incredible right now. It's like 4d8 psychic damage.
Actually, she's up to 5d8.
Yeah, it's like 5d8 psychic damage with a single attack, along with the d8 for her rapier, and, you know, another 5 points. Actually, I think it's 6 points now since her dex score's been buffed. So, like, she deals an incredible amount of damage. But she's like, nah, I cast banishment. And we're all like, oh. And the most amazing thing happened. You fudged that. I mean, you didn't fudge it, but you failed that roll.
Yes, I did.
And pop. The dragon goes away. Well, we have a full minute. I have Mold Earth as a cantrip. So we dig a pit. The dragon comes back, drops into the pit, and I use Wall of Force to trap it in this pit. Well, in the pit, our druid has a earth elemental, and I have Mordecai's Faithful Hound. So the Faithful Hound's doing 3d8. The earth elemental's doing a ton of damage, and it can't get hit because it has a burrow speed. So it pops up, hits the dragon, then burrows back down. The dog is indestructible. It's even in the spell. It's completely indestructible. It's invisible too, so this dragon doesn't know what the hell's going on. So he had to use his last couple of spell slots to cast Disintegrate to get rid of the Wall of Force. Well, I have 2 5th level spell slots, so as soon as he used his spell slot to get rid of it, guess what I did? There you go, I put it right back over top of the hole. So we went, 2 rounds with the Earth Elemental and the dog beating up on it. Plus, when it was banished back to the Feywild, I'm sure that his brother that we were working with beat him to hell a little bit because you said he was beat up and scarred.
Yep.
And then, yeah, basically, you know, we beat up on him a little bit. Our druid cast Lightning Bolt, which did some damage. And then, finally, after how many sessions, Arrow figures out, oh, wow, I do a fuck ton of damage. And she goes in and almost eviscerates this dragon in like one hit. I mean, it was nuts. And then I used a level 4, level 3 catapult, and we ended up taking it out. So like this poor thing, yeah, that poor dragon got like no attacks in.
Nope.
It was on the defense the entire time we were fighting it, and honestly, it was because of the spell, because of banishment. If she didn't pull that off, that fight would have went in such a different direction. Because as soon as she cast that and he was banished, the prismatic wall went away, the minions went away, everything that he set up to beat our asses with went away. The only thing that didn't go away was the Cage of Force, which we just have to wait an hour. Fantastic spell. One of those that if you're able to take it as a player, I highly recommend it. It can totally change the outcome of a combat. You could take somebody completely out of the combat. If you're fighting on different planes of existence or different realms, whatever you want to call them, banishment. Just send them home. Concentrate on that spell for 1 minute and they were home. Now, there's nothing stopping them from returning, but you're going to be rid of them for at least a little bit, at least enough time to gather your things and get the hell out of there.
Pretty much.
Let's see here. Not a lot as far as 4th level spells. That's one of the major ones. Guardian of Faith is a good spell. I know
that's a really good one.
They've made changes to it just because. Well, let me read the description to you here. Okay, so it's a casting action. It's a casting time of 1 action. We have a range of 30 feet. And it's just verbal for components. You don't even need any spell components to cast this, if you do keep track of those. And if you do, no judgment, but I highly recommend keeping spell components to something that's relatively expensive. And I think you kind of agree with me on this. Like, if you want to cast True Resurrection, having to look for a diamond that's worth X amount is a pretty decent quest.
It's a hell of a quest.
But anyways, a large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The guardian occupies that space and is I have no idea what that word is, except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of your deity. Any creature that's hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on its turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The guardian vanishes when it has dealt a total of 60 damage. Okay, so this wasn't the one I was thinking of. There's one that heals when you kind of walk through it. But this is great if you want something to watch your back. Or if you're in a small area and you're in a small area and you just kind of want to have something to deal a little extra damage. 60 points is nothing really to sneeze at.
Not at all.
And, it's a dex save. So, okay. Not a big deal. However, half damage on a save is still really good.
Oh, yeah. Because, again, it's damage for free.
Right.
Just like spiritual weapon, just like spirit guardians. You couple all three of those together around one target, and you're dealing massive damage.
Exactly. You know, you're setting this stuff up, and it's not a concentration spell, and it's a duration of 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something you can use to protect your camp. You know, you cast it before you go to bed, and you're protected for the full 8 hours. Because
Right.
you're gonna... I mean, you're going to... whatchamacallit? You're gonna... I would assume you're gonna hear it go off. You know what I mean? I can't imagine it dealing radiant damage isn't going to deal some type of light or have some type of effect that would be imperceivable. But yeah, really good spell. I kind of like it. Again, it's in our group, it's kind of an underutilized spell. But it definitely has potential. Alright, so what's next? What's next? Which spell do you want to go over next?
That's what I'm looking for. I mean, Death Ward can be pretty helpful.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this one?
Refresh my memory just to make sure it's the one I'm thinking of.
The first time a target drops to 0 hit points, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely... I was thinking of the one where, like, you basically take half of whatever damage you cast, you know. You're splitting the damage between you and the guy you cast it on. But that's good. I mean, you're definitely bringing the barbarian back up with 1 hit point. Or the fighter.
Also,
or the rogue.
and this is pretty cool, if the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, so power word kill, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Oh.
Power word kill cannot affect someone under the effects of this.
Wow. Now, is this a concentration spell?
No, the duration is 8 hours.
Interesting. So a 4th level spell slot, you're going to get 3 castings of this at higher levels. So you can basically choose 3 creatures you can cast this on. Use all 4 of your spell slots. And they can't be power word killed.
Exactly.
That is, that's pretty dang good. Not bad at all.
Oh no.
Alright, so we got that. That's, yeah, definitely have to look at that in the future. Alrighty. Let's take a look here. 4th level. I mean, locate creature. Not a bad spell. 5th level. Let's take a look here. Just thinking, well, Raise Dead. You're going to be going the necromancy route. Oh, here we go. This is what I was thinking about earlier. Holy Weapon. It's a bonus action to cast. You imbue your weapon you touch with holy power until the spell ends. The weapon emits bright light in 30-foot radius, dim light for additional 30 feet, and additional weapon attacks made with it deal an extra 2d8 radiant damage on a hit. If the weapon isn't already a magic weapon, it becomes one for the duration. As a bonus action on your turn, you can dismiss the spell and cause the weapon to emit a burst of radiant. Each creature of your choice you see within 30 feet of the weapon must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 48 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and is not blinded. At the end of each of its turn, the blinded creature can make a Constitution saving throw to end the effect.
Well, damn.
Not bad. Like, I mean,
not at all.
Clerics can throw down when they really need to. You know, people like play them off as these, you know, as these guys that just kind of heal and do stuff. But when it comes down to it, man, Cleric's got some serious damage power. You cast that.
Yeah.
You know, see, you imbue a weapon you touch with holy power. It doesn't say that you're the one that has to be wielding it.
Nope. And it's a bonus action, so you could touch an ally's weapon and then attack yourself.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, that is just...
That's pretty damn good.
That is really damn good. Now, there's nothing with upcasting, so you're not doing any additional damage if you upcast. Which is kind of, you know, not a terrible thing. Not a terrible thing, but you know, it's still, I mean, you put that in the right hands of somebody, a champion fighter, for instance. You know, somebody who's getting multiple attacks per round.
Right.
That's going to add up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And they go down. Like, let's just say, you know, the fighter goes down. The weapon's still magical. You bring them back up, they still have their weapon.
Right.
So that is absolutely fantastic. Or, you know, they go down. Need to deal just a little bit of extra damage to the big bad. Well, guess what I can do? I can lose concentration on the spell or choose to end it and deal that extra radiant damage. You know, haha, you thought you had the last laugh. Well, guess what?
I like this spell.
Not bad. I can see why it is the level that it is.
Oh, I can too. Yeah, there's no balancing issue here.
Let's see here. Other spells. Let's get to a safe place.
Are we in 5th level now?
We are in 5th level. Unless there's anything else in 4th you want to go over.
Nah, I didn't really see too much else.
Greater Restoration is a great one.
Yes, that's another almost necessary spell to have. But Bards and Druids also get it, so you can coordinate with your other party members.
Right. Mass Cure Wounds, great spell. That's one of the few like healing spells where, you know, okay, that's definitely worth taking.
There's value in it. I need to catch your eye. I like Dawn.
Dawn's a good spell.
Dawn's cool in the right setting. In Ravenloft, this spell is devastating.
I could definitely see that.
4d10 radiant damage every round that you're in the cone.
Mm-hmm.
The light is actually sunlight.
Yeah, it's actual sunlight.
Yes.
And that's one thing a vampire does not like. And there we go. You do not like sunlight. And it's actually kind of it's rare to have a spell like that. Because normally it's like, oh, it's radiant damage. And that's kind of what you get. Are you here?
But now this also gives you pure sunlight.
How old are you? Where are you?
This spell was essentially designed for vampire slaying.
How old are you? Where are you? Oh yes, very much. Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you? Where are you? Are you here?
Raised dead at this
Are
level?
you friendly? Yeah, that's not bad, because you get the ghouls with that one. Are you here? Are you friendly? And that upcast's really nice, because you can get mummies, you can get all kinds of things with that one.
I know.
Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you? Where are you? Are you here? Okay. We have ourselves a Moroi. Oh, we didn't find the bone yet. Let's see here. What are some other spells here? Again, we're kind of limited. You know, 5th level. Insect Plague is not a bad one. It has a range of 300 feet, which is absolutely awesome. Here, let's see here. Swarming biting locusts fill a 20-foot sphere centered on a point you choose within range. The sphere spreads around the corners. The sphere maintains for the duration, and the area is highly obscured. And the area is difficult terrain, and that's concentration for 10 minutes. When the area appears, each creature in it must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 4d10 piercing damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature must also make the saving throw when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or ends its turn there. And it can be upcasted 1d10 for each level. again, it's great. 10 minutes. It's a great watch your ass spell.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Let's see here. 5th level. Oh, Contagion.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I had a monster once upon a time back when Dave played with us.
Yes. Yes.
And it was a plague maiden. And what that meant was every time you struck her without a weapon, you had to roll against Contagion every single time. You had to roll against this spell. And
Yeah.
Dave was playing a monk who really loved Flurry of Blows.
Yes, he did. Well, that's what monks do,
I think he came out of it with all 6 of the contagions.
It took us days to remove all of the effects using Greater Restoration.
Yes, it did.
Because he wasn't the only one that was affected. We had other party members that were also affected. So, we couldn't just be like, all right, here you go. But yeah, go ahead and read the description on that one.
Sure. Your touch inflicts disease. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within your reach. On a hit, the target is poisoned. At the end of each of the poisoned target's turns, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. If the target succeeds on 3 of these saves, it is no longer poisoned and the spell ends. If the target fails 3 of these saves, the target is no longer poisoned, but choose one of the diseases below. The target is subjected to the chosen disease for the spell's duration, and the duration is 7 days.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that long.
Oh yeah. Blinding sickness. Pain grips the creature's mind, and its eyes turn milky white. The creature has disadvantage on wisdom checks and wisdom saving throws and is blinded.
Huh.
Filth fever. A raging fever sweeps through the creature's body. The creature has disadvantage on strength checks, strength saving throws, and attack rolls that use strength.
Okay.
Flesh rot. The creature's flesh decays. The creature has disadvantage on charisma checks and vulnerability to all damage.
That is insane.
Oh yeah. Mind fire. The creature's mind becomes feverish. The creature has disadvantage on intelligence checks and intelligence saving throws, and the creature behaves as if under the effects of the confusion spell during combat.
Oh, wow.
Seizures. The creature is overcome with shaking. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity checks, saving throws, and attack rolls that use dexterity.
Interesting.
And the last one is Slimy Doom.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Oh, this one's, yeah. The creature begins to bleed uncontrollably.
Mm.
The creature has disadvantage on Constitution checks and Constitution saving throws. In addition, whenever the creature takes damage, it is stunned until the end of its next turn.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
No.
Yeah, that's... Wow, for a 5th level spell, that's actually really good. Flame Strike is one that I really like.
I don't think I'm familiar with this one.
It's casting time, 1 action, range is 60 feet, duration is instantaneous. So a vertical column of divine fire roars down from the heavens in a location you specify. Each creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 4d6 fire damage and 4d6 radiant damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful. And when you upcast this, so when you cast the spell using a slot of 6th level or higher, the fire damage or the radiant damage, your choice, increases by 1d6 for each slot above 5th.
That's not bad.
So you're dealing 8d6 total damage, but it's 4 radiant, 4 fire.
Mm.
So yeah, if you're dealing with a vampire, he is not going to have a good day.
No. Wow. Yeah, I like that a lot.
But it's a 40-foot column vertically too.
Exactly.
So if you have a flying creature, it's going to hit them.
Well, and that's exactly what I was thinking, because in Curse of Strahd, let's say Strahd's a vampire. So he could transform into a bat to get away.
Right.
But it wouldn't matter. Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's see here. Planner Binding. Not a bad spell at all. It's a casting of 1 hour. Duration 24 hours. With the spell, you attempt to bind a celestial, an elemental, a fae, or a fiend to your service. The creature must be within range for the entire casting of the spell. Typically, the creature is first summoned into the center of a magic circle in order to keep it trapped. At the completion of the casting, the target must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, it is bound to you for the duration of... If the creature was summoned or created by another spell, that the spell's duration is extended to match the duration of the spell. A bound creature must follow your instructions to the best of its ability. You might command the creature to accompany you on an adventure, or guard a location, or deliver a message. The creature obeys the letter of your instructions. But if the creature is hostile to you, it strives to twist your words to achieve its own objectives. If the creature carries out your instructions completely before the spell ends, it travels to you to report the fact that you are on this... Wait. It travels to you to report this fact if you are on the same plane of existence. If you are on a different plane of existence, it returns to the place where you bound it and remains there until the spell ends. When you cast the spell using a slot higher level, the duration increases for 10 days with a 6th level slot, 30 days with 7th level, 180 days with an 8th level slot, or 1 year and 1 day with a 9th level slot. Wow. Okay.
So if you could manage to incapacitate a devil for 1 minute, because it just has to be within range. Wow.
Right, so Magic Circle... Oh, excuse me. Okay, so Magic Circle is a 3rd level slot. Clerics do get it. Range of 10 feet, casting time 1 minute, and duration 1 hour. But if you use it in conjunction with this, it would be extended. You create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy, centered on a point in the ground that you can see within range. Glowing runes appear whenever the cylinder intersects with the floor or other surface. Choose one or more of the following types: creatures, celestial elementals, phase fiends, or undead. The circle affects the creature in the chosen type following ways. The creature can't willingly enter the cylinder by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to do so, it must first succeed on a charisma saving throw. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against the target within the cylinder. The target within the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the creature. When you cast a spell, you elect to cause magic. Okay, so Yeah, you cast this, you choose whatever you're going to, either a celestial or a fiend, or a fae, and you give it the first thing, and there you go. They're now trapped in that circle. And the duration is increased by 1 hour for each slot above third.
Okay.
Hmm. I'm trying to think, because there is. I don't see it. Where? Interesting. Oh, here it is. It's right here. It's a 7th level spell. Okay, so yeah, at 7th level, you get Conjure Elemental. Or Conjure Celestial. So, a cleric could do this by himself. Or you get, I think it's a druid that can summon. They could summon, is it demons or devils?
I think it's devils.
So yeah, you pair these guys up, and especially a 9th level spell slot, they're at your service for 1 year.
A year and a day.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, but kind of awesome. I like the roleplay implications.
I see it. However, I can really see this being bad as well. Because you're basically.
You mean if you summon a demon or a devil?
Or even a celestial. I mean, nothing that I know of likes being basically
Controlled? No.
Yeah, looped into servitude. I mean, this is just slave labor with extra steps.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You know, I mean, I could see this if, like, you have a lot of, like, if you're plane jumping a lot, you know,
Yeah.
not a bad idea. But, like, it's kind of scary that they complete your task and they immediately teleport back to you. Like, all right, hey, I killed that dude. I'm out of your control now. And because you used me for, this task, and I didn't want to do it to begin with, let's go. Put up your dukes. So, yeah, 6th level spells. Or that was 5th level, wasn't it?
Well, you have your heal and harm.
Yes, 6th level. Heal, harm, great spells. Heals, 70 points? Just boom.
It also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
And harm, it's a con save. Failed save, it's taken 14d6 necrotic, half as much on a successful. It cannot reduce the target's hit points below 1. But it does reduce the maximum hit points for 1 hour, equal to the necrotic damage that it has taken. So it can't heal that damage that it just took.
Nope.
So any effect that removes disease allows the creature's hit point maximum to return to normal before time passes. So not bad at all. If you have something that, you're fighting and it's constantly healing itself, there you go.
Right.
Create Undead, I think we've already kind of talked about.
Oh, hey, Blast.
Oh, it's that time. Wow.
It is that time. That was quick tonight.
Ooh. Well, we're talking about spells. We're reminiscing about past occurrences and stuff. We always have fun.
Yeah, it's true.
I like these. I listen to these when I'm like doing tune-ups and stuff.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm my biggest fanboy.
Yeah, well.
Well, somebody's got to watch him, right? And it might as well just be me. But anyways.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't have a single person come in tonight, which really...
It's disappointing.
It is, but I've been kind of telling everybody I've been going on vacation, but I was still having tonight, but that's fine. No worries, we do have a few people that watch these after the fact when they're posted, and that's always great. Let us know
Nice.
down below what your favorite spell is for clerics. And as always, thank you, Mr. Faust, for joining us. I had a lot of fun tonight.
So
talking
did
about
I.
these spells. It brings back a lot of memories of some of the clerics that I've played in the past.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
There's great. There was the Minotaur, forged cleric.
Oh, yeah.
Forged domain cleric. He was great. Had a lot of the, control spells, and he was just a powerhouse. But anyways, alrighty. Well, hey, you have a wonderful evening. I will speak to you next Monday.
All right, sounds great.
Hopefully I'll see you Friday. But yeah, give me a call sometime this week, and we'll hash out some of the details on our campaign.
Sounds great.
Alrighty. Well, hey, until next week, Mr. Faust, you have a wonderful evening.
And you, Blast.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, hey, that was Talking D&D with Mr. Faust. We were going over spells for the clerics. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate everybody who hits that subscribe button. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and do so now. And if you already have, well, then I very much do appreciate each and every one of you. But I think I'm going to call it quits here myself. I still have a couple of videos I want to record and get uploaded to be put out while I'm on vacation this week. So, thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you next Monday. All right. Peace.